Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your boy, The Sean Davy Way Show. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe on the way in. Tap that bell if you would like to be notified of all of our future content. Today, I bring you another surviving on Diddy, but we will not be getting into Diddy as much. We'll talk a little bit more about Jamie Foxx and everything that he has going on in the media, including his recent health scare. After Jamie Foxx's health scare, the internet went into a frenzy about what happened to him. But the weird part is, no one actually knows what happened to him. You can go around and look and you'll see a bunch of speculation, but you don't see the exact thing that happened to Jamie Foxx, meaning we have no idea why he's in the hospital. We just know that he's there. And he's been there since April 11th and it is now May. So he's been there for quite some time. So this was very serious in what happened to him, because usually people are out of the hospital within 3 to 5 days. Jamie has not been. So again, this is pretty serious. And the internet speculates that Diddy and Mike Tyson may have had something to do with what happened to Jamie. So before we get into that, let's break down a few things of Jamie Foxx's past, because it'll explain a lot about his future. Shout out to Nicki Swift with tragic details about Jamie Foxx. This will not be a buyout, but if you would like me to break down Jamie Foxx's life in a future video, let me know, because he's been through a lot. But I do want to get into some key points and why this may have happened to Jamie, what I think happened to Jamie from proof receipts that I found that may have led up to him being in the hospital. Some people know and some don't. So in order to understand the present, you have to drift into the past. So we're going to do just that. Did you know that Jamie Foxx was abandoned as a child by his parents? Let's get into that. Jamie Foxx didn't have an easy start in life. His parents, Louise Annette Tally Dixon and Darrell Bishop, split before his first birthday and left Foxx behind. Luckily, he told the Oprah magazine in 2005 he was taken in by his grandmother, Estelle Marie Tally, who he dubbed his role model. Jamie's quote, "Although my parents weren't around, my grandparents adopted me when I was 7 months old," he told Oprah Winfrey, adding, "I was never short on love of a mother and father, though it came from an earlier generation of family." Side note, so Jamie Foxx was adopted by his grandparents and they took him in and they raised him into adulthood. But did you know that Jamie Foxx's grandmother is not his real grandmother? Meaning she has no blood obligation to take care of Jamie, but she still decided to because she is a good person. She also adopted Jamie Foxx's mother. Let's get into that. But Tally didn't have a blood obligation to take in her grandson. As the Oscar winner explained to Entertainment Weekly in 2020, Tally wasn't actually Louise Dixon's biological mother. "My mother was adopted by the same lady as well. So literally, legally, she's my sister," he revealed, opening up about the powerful impact Tally's selfless act had on his life. Side note, so not only did Jamie Foxx's mother abandon him, she was abandoned as well. So Jamie and his mother have that in common, that their parents abandoned them. Another thing that Jamie and his biological mother have in common is that they were both adopted by the same woman. So legally, Jamie Foxx's biological mother is his mother and through the state is his sister. So how bizarre would that be that your mother is your mom and your sister? And not only that, she abandoned you. She didn't even raise you at all whatsoever, but let's keep going. Jamie Foxx's mother tried to push a grown Jamie Foxx away. Jamie Foxx was always open to reconciling with his biological parents. Jamie's quote, "It's just kind of like, my arms are open if you want to get the hug. If you don't, my arms are still open," he told GQ. But it wasn't easy. Gilbert William Jr., Foxx's best friend since childhood, told GQ in 2004 that Foxx's mother doesn't ask for anything from him, but Jamie wishes she would. And when he took the mag to visit Louise, she didn't even open the door. "She gets like this," he explained. She doesn't want to answer the tough questions. Side note, wow, that would have to be really sad to want a relationship with someone that didn't take care of you because you look beyond that and they are still not open to having that relationship. Again, when you give your kid up or abandon them when you are younger, when you come into age and your child is not a child anymore, they come into age as well, you would hope that there would be an open door so that you could have some form of communication with that person, especially the child, so they can see where they come from. And Jamie's mother was not even open to that. She never asked Jamie for anything. She didn't want anything from him or anything like that. So no one can say that she tried to use Jamie. She just simply didn't want anything to do with him. How sad. But let's keep going. 2005, Foxx told O Magazine that he and his mother didn't speak to each other. But in 2008, things changed. As he revealed on the Graham Norton show in 2020, I would always send her tickets on Christmas saying, if you ever want to come, for Christmas. So finally, she accepted. She comes, we have a good Christmas, and then New Year's comes. Before they knew it, it's February and she hadn't left. He shared that his mother has been living with him ever since. It was not an easy transition, but it has been powerful. We're trying to learn about each other, Foxx told the Sunday Times. And in doing so, he began to realize certain things that you missed when you were growing up. Like, oh, I do that because of that. Or, oh, I do this because of this. Side note, so beautiful thing that they finally decided to get together and learn more about each other. Like I was saying earlier, it's very unfortunate as a child coming up without your biological parents because you don't really know much about you. But being around them, you get to hear the history of them, and it explains a lot of things about yourself because we have so much in common with our parents. So again, a shout out to Jamie Foxx and his mother for reconciling their relationship. I know that made him very happy. But let's keep going. Did you know that Jamie Foxx also suffers from mental health? He absolutely does. That is why Jamie Foxx and Kanye West were so close and why he sympathized and empathized with Kanye, because a lot of things Kanye was going through, Jamie Foxx had been through himself, just not on a public scale. So again, you never know what people are going through and why they relate to others. So since Jamie Foxx's wasn't so public, you would think that he wasn't dealing with anything like that at all, that he was just kind of defending Kanye out of a friendship, when it's not that. He was relating to him because he literally relates to him. Let's get into that. Sitting down with Hip Hollywood in 2018, Jamie Foxx gave fans a glimpse into his secret struggle with mental health. When he revealed he'd had an experience similar to friend Kanye West's mental health issues, Jamie's quote, when he talked about the drugs, the mental drugs, I've had an episode of that, Foxx began noting. When he was talking about, yo, I went in for 2 pills and then got 7, that's real. Describing his own symptoms, he revealed that he thought everyone renamed everything in the world. Foxx went on to say via Metro UK that he was in a bad place because I felt like I might be literally losing my mind, sharing that he's feared this happening since childhood. The actor told fans that it all started with an incident at a college party in which his drink was spiked with PCP, a hallucinogenic drug. His quote, it happened to me when I was 18, and I had 11 months of harsh flashbacks. And then when I was 26, I had a flashback like that, he recalled. And another one when I was 32, and that was the last one. But I always worry about it coming back. Side note, so Jamie Foxx was drugged at 18 at a college party with the drug called PCP, which gives a person hallucinations. With these hallucinations or trips that one go on, they can be very vivid. And during these vivid trips, you make a lot of decisions and do a lot of things that you frown upon. I can only imagine what Jamie Foxx woke up to, what situations may have transpired while he was under the influence. These type of situations can change a person's life forever. With the hallucinations and doing certain things that you are not happy about, because again, I can imagine what he probably did while under the influence, but it can affect you forever. And I believe that Jamie Foxx did something on this trip that he can never forget and has affected him ever since, to where throughout his life he's had certain breakdowns because of it. When people are doing certain drugs, they are mentally preparing themselves for it. So if you're just having a drink and then all of a sudden you start doing things that you never thought you'd do, being places you never thought you'd be, you kind of blame yourself because you feel that these are your decisions when they're really not. You're influenced by the drug. So it has nothing to do with your actual decision making skills. Your body is kind of deciding for you. And again, who knows what Jamie Foxx did on this trip. So he's been having breakdowns ever since, and he fears these breakdowns walking back into the life of that 18-year-old that was on hallucinogenics. So again, I do believe that this is something that affected Jamie as of recently at 55 years old. Now that we've learned a little bit about Jamie Foxx's past, let's get into currently. Jamie Foxx hospitalized for medical complication. Family says he's recovering. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ Jamie Foxx is doing a lot better, even joking with his family. That said, we're told the medical emergency was serious and doctors still haven't gotten to the bottom of what happened to him. We're told he'll be in the hospital for at least a few more days while doctors perform tests. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ Jamie Foxx suffered a medical emergency Tuesday morning and was taken to the hospital. We're told his condition was serious enough that Jamie's family, some of whom were not in town, came to the hospital. One source told us he's communicating now, and that's good news. This article was done on the 13th of April. It is now May 3rd, 2023. So clearly with TMZ's update stating that Jamie Foxx was only going to be in the hospital a few more days was false. What happened to Jamie Foxx is very serious. Also pay attention to where in the article it stated that Jamie Foxx was laughing and communicating with family. And then at the end of the article, an update states that Jamie Foxx was now communicating. It does not make sense. Is he alert and talking to his family, laughing and joking? Or is his eyes just pretty much open and he communicates here and there? It sounds like Jamie Foxx's condition is more severe than people are leading on, especially the family. Again, speaking of family, Corinne Foxx posted a medical update to her IG on her father, Jamie Foxx, on April 12th. Jamie was rushed to the hospital April 11th, early morning in Georgia. Corinne stated that she's glad her father was rushed to the hospital because if not, he probably would not be here. And his recovery process started immediately. And she was just wishing that people would give her and her family some private time while they work these things out with her father and her father's health. Not to call Corinne a liar, but I'm going to say that she's not fully telling the truth. And why I feel that she's not telling the truth, because if you pay attention to the article that TMZ posted, it was stated that Jamie Foxx was communicating with family and laughing and talking and joking around with them, getting better is what it seemed. But if you pay attention, during the update, it said that he is communicating now, and that's good news. What I feel is that Jamie Foxx was regressing, that his condition started to worsen. He went from being okay to not being okay, went from communicating to not communicating. And I believe that that's why Corinne and her family want some type of privacy throughout this time, because Jamie cannot speak for himself. If you think about people like Nick Cannon and others that have been hospitalized, even on their hospital bed, they'll go live and let their fans and audience and family and friends know that they are okay. They've had some complications, but they are doing better. We have not heard a peep from Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx was in the process of filming when all of these complications started happening to him. It was not on set. He had left for the night. And after he had left and got home the following morning, he was having complications and was rushed to the hospital. So again, this happened on April 11th. Today is May 3rd. So next week will mark a month that Jamie has been in the hospital. If this was not a bad situation, then Jamie would have been home already, just doing doctor's appointments, meaning that he's getting updates, they're still running tests, they're still trying to figure out what happened to him, but at the same time, he's doing a lot better. Him being hospital bound, him not leaving at all, means that things are not good. You know things are getting really bad when you start being replaced. Shout out to TMZ. Let's get into another article from them. Jamie Foxx double fills his shoes on set while he remains in the hospital. Jamie Foxx is still MIA for his latest flick, stuck in the hospital as doctors continue to test after his medical emergency. And it appears the producers of the film he was shooting are using a body double to complete it in his absence. Back in Action is still going full steam ahead, with Jamie's co-stars Cameron Diaz and McKenna Roberts filming scenes with his double, an actor named Chris. Side note, so y'all know I'm not really into all the big conspiracy things. You know, we dabble here and there. But this whole cloning conspiracy, if you ask me, this body double is more so giving clone than body double. He looks exactly like Jamie Foxx. It's kind of eerie, but let's keep going. This is why I do not believe Corinne Foxx when she states that Jamie Foxx is doing well and that he's talking and that he's this and that he's that. I do not believe her. He's been in the hospital again almost a month. He is already being replaced in films, and not just this film that he's doing with Cameron Diaz. There's another film that he was about to start working on, I believe in a month or so, and they have already basically recasted him for that. So again, this is bad. This is not good what's going on with Jamie Foxx. Now, y'all know me. I like to do my research. I like to come with receipts. And if you go look through all of the outlets on social media and articles, no one states what actually happened to Jamie Foxx. So let's get into what I found happened to Jamie Foxx. I was scouring the internet for the last couple weeks and I could not find anything that related to what actually happened to Jamie Foxx and why he is in the hospital. I finally came across something that is tangible, something that actually makes sense. Here it is. What is Jamie Foxx's medical condition? According to The Insider, Foxx suffered a brain bleed that was discovered when he sought medical attention for headaches. The source explained that doctors considered the bleed to be minor, and Foxx is expected to make a full recovery. This was posted on April 16th, 2023. A brain bleed can be very serious and it could cause all type of problems. Again, the brain is one of the most important things in the body besides the heart and lungs and, you know, on and so forth. So with that being said, it makes sense to where Jamie Foxx's motor skills, communication skills, walking, anything, everything being affected by his brain. So him being in the hospital for so long, that could completely make sense. And also with him not being able to communicate with certain people, and when he does, it doesn't necessarily, I guess, make sense. Again, this brain bleed does explain that. So let me know what you think in the chat. Do you think that it is a brain bleed and why Jamie Foxx has been in the hospital for so long? Because anything involving the brain or heart or lungs can have you in the hospital for a very long time. So let me know what you think. In part 2, I will update you on everything else that I found. But let's dive into Diddy and why people feel like Diddy had something to do with what happened to Jamie Foxx, and not only Diddy, Mike Tyson as well. If you didn't know, Jamie Foxx has just done a mini-series on Mike Tyson. So he plays Mike Tyson in this mini-series that he's done for a network. So Jamie's been a very busy guy. He's finished up this project with Mike Tyson, and I do believe that there's still a little bit more work to be done, but overall, I believe it's a complete project. And then he was working on this movie with Cameron Diaz. So again, Very busy man. In the process, Jamie Foxx has been speaking on other Hollywood celebrities. One of those Hollywood celebrities has been Diddy, and Mike Tyson is what the internet is buzzing about. Now, how Mike Tyson comes into the picture is because as of recently, Jamie Foxx completed a mini-series playing Mike Tyson. As far as I know, the project is complete, and Mike Tyson has been on the project as well, helping Jamie Foxx play him. And Jamie Foxx is known for being a partier. He's thrown many parties for many people like Drake, Diddy, on and so forth. What a lot of people don't know is Jamie Foxx is known for documenting, known for filming using cameras and Canons and whatnot to show his experience and his experience around other celebrities. So when Jamie Foxx comes forward and talks about stories with celebrities, they're not just stories. He can actually prove them because he's recorded them. Now, allegedly, Jamie Foxx has stated certain things about going to some of Diddy's parties and how they're very sketchy and stuff like that. Diddy doing things that Jamie Foxx isn't necessarily interested in participating in. No different than people like Usher has came forward in the past and stated that there was some pretty sketchy things going on at Diddy's party, some stuff that he didn't even know himself if he could participate in because he's not like that, with parentheses. Before we get into what Jamie Foxx had to say about Diddy's parties, I've been doing a lot of videos on Diddy for years, and I've been stating that Diddy is obviously, in my opinion, a gay male. All of his parties stem more towards him having a bunch of beautiful women there to attract handsome men, the men that he wants to sleep with. He even separates couples, meaning if he's interested in somebody like Offset, he'll invite Offset to his party, but Cardi B is not allowed to come. Why? Because he wants to shoot his shot. I am not lying, literally. Let's get into one of Diddy's party invitations. This invitation was for the MTV Video Music Awards Bash after party for Diddy. So Diddy is known for throwing parties after like the Grammys, the MTV Music Awards, on and so forth. But here are the instructions. Listen closely. Pull out the flyers-ish in your closet or have your stylist pull something for you. Guests had to be well-groomed. Clean shaves and haircuts for men, manicures and waxing for the women. And well-dressed. Gucci and Dolce & Gabbana were acceptable. Guests also had to come solo. Let me read that again. Guests also had to come solo. Bad Boy Entertainment, Combs record label, sent 1,500 select guests a gold laminated admit one ticket embossed with the party details. The instructions warned, you, your man, your man's man, your guest, childhood friend, aunt visiting from out of town, etc., will not be admitted and left outside. The rules came along with a suede bone-colored fabric photo album filled with sepia-toned pictures of the host. Past bashes. The final note, P.S. Do not disturb the sexy. No one has to lie on Diddy. I'm not making things up about him. This is true. If he invites Cardi B to his party, no Offset. If he invites Offset, no Cardi B. He does that deliberately because he has his taste. And his taste, he doesn't want the woman around when he is trying to pursue her man. It's no different than the rumor from back in the day when Meek Mill and Nicki Minaj were dating, how Diddy would always invite Meek Mill to his parties, but exclude Nicki Minaj. And it's also rumored into one of the many reasons to why Nicki Minaj left Meek Mills. That's just how Diddy is. He's literally invited Jay-Z to parties and not Beyonce. He is a weirdo. And why he's weird is because he does not want you to disturb his sexy. His sexy is everything, whether it's girl on girl, boy on boy, boy and girl on boy, and vice versa. That is just how he is. So when you have people like Usher and others that have came forward and stated that they don't know if they could participate in the wild things that were going on at Diddy's parties, this is what they are talking about. Let's get into those clips and I'll be back with my commentary.
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
Nah, not really.
You're gonna go to Puff Daddy's. He's gonna
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No,
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
Nah, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
And I saw it, and it was. But I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
Yeah, I'll be like, yo, Foxx tonight. Okay, what? Puff's in there. So it's kind of, I'm like, damn, this shit is crazy, man. Huh? So what I did was, I would show up to the party in my little town car. This town, you know, I grabbed me a town car so I could skirt. Puff the SUVs and the Bentleys, the whole night. He get out. I get out too with a camera. The big Canon, like, yo, Puff, I should document this shit, right? Yo, what's up, Playboy? what you talking about? I said, no, I should get this, man. You, Fonz, the whole night. He says, yeah, let him through. Excuse me. So I get there. But at that time, it wasn't like the little camera y'all got. It was the big intrusive Canon. I had a battery pack. Hold on, man. Let me change the pack. Put my light on here. Do that again, Puff. Do that again. I missed that one. Do that again. Put the pack. So I started following him. So I followed him the whole time. I remember watching Puff at the Beverly Hills Hotel. I'm filming this. And it's a pool party that is ridiculous, man. And I look up and I see Dr. Ruth. I don't know if you know who that is. The sex lady. The sex lady. I see Dr. Ruth. I said, Miss Ruth, could you please come over here? This guy by the name of Sean P. Diddy Combs. I need you to come meet him. I need this for my camera. Dr. Ruth and Puff at the Beverly Hills Hotel pool dancing, doing their thing, right? And you know what they dancing to? Over in the corner, God bless, is Heavy D, Andre Harrell, and they listening to a demo. You know what the demo is?
Right.
Bum, 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 bum.
Beyonce.
Bum,
Oh, that's
bum,
crazy.
bum. Wow. And then Andre Harrell, run that back. That's the one right there. That's gonna be the one. You just missed that. The ordering of the champagne, the whole nine. Country, get this. You call me country. I'm gonna take country. Get this. So I'm filming it. That's the one. That's the record right there. Run it back. Bun. So Dr. Ruth, Puff dancing, right? All of a sudden I get this, and then I flip the camera this way. There's Demi Moore and some young dude. I don't know who the dude is. So I said, Puff, who that? Oh, that's the young cat. I asked him question. I said, cool. So I asked Demi Moore. I said, is it cool if I? She said, sure, whatever. It was probably a wild night. Sure. So I watched when they first, got together. So what happened was, I'm following Puff, and his parties were like amazing. We were in Philly one day. I fly to Philly, town car, same business, go up. But Puff say, this party, Playboy, this party right here, I see $1.5 million. I said, nigga, what? You spent $1.5 million on this party? I said, you come to my house, I'll throw you a party for $400, and it will rival this, not in scale, but the people there, because that's how I started. I was the first social media dude. When I would do stand-up, I had cue cards. This is 91. I had cue cards, and I would have people sign and put their pager numbers on it. And I would call during the week. Yo, I'm going to be here. So I had 800 signatures, 600 women, 200 guys. So it became a floating party. So when Puff came to LA, he said, yo, Playboy, Saturday morning, make that shit happen. I said, I'm on it. Went into my phones, called 200, because I didn't have a big house, 200 of my best friends, girls that were beautiful but not tight but not slutty, just in the daytime. It's daytime. So this is my daytime crew, right? He get there, he goes, that's the girl on this movie and that's the girl on that. I said, yeah, we all hang out. We ain't got no money, but we all hang out together. I said, look on the table. Kentucky Fried Chicken, but I put on some nice plates and some cola and a picture of the whole nine. And it was great. He had a great time. And that was that same party that Pharrell was at. But what I started doing in order to get artists together, I said, Puff, you don't understand. When we watch you from New York, you're bigger than life to us. I said, so the $1.5 million, yeah, you could do that, but it don't matter. Because a New York fitted baseball cap is how much retail?
Like $25.
$25, right?
Yeah.
I said, Puff, but on your head, it's priceless, man. And I said, now watch this. And I played pong, pong, ping, pong, 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 pong. And the LA niggas was mad. They was like, hey, look here, cuz, hey, fuck that shit, dog. I said, fuck that shit, dog. That motherfucker. I said, look, you got these LA niggas gone. And it was moments like that. It was like, and then I had a studio in the back. So every time somebody would come over, I would ask them to drop music there. Puff, Snoop, because I wanted to get in the music business. But we also started doing this thing called New Music Hour. So any person that came to the house that had a song or could do stand-up with it, you could perform. No one was allowed to boo or nothing like this. Watch who benefited from it. Nick Cannon used to sleep on my couch.
Wow.
13 years old. He'd be in one part of the house. He'd be like, can I, nigga, go back in there. You can't, the fuck back in there. You can't come in here. And he'd be like this, right? He slept on the couch. Ed Sheeran was the latest. Ed Sheeran slept. Ed Sheeran, my new house. Ed Sheeran slept on my studio floor for 6 weeks.
Amen.
Working on this shit. 6 weeks. So what we do, like I said, what's great about what we do is that we have. I had Anthony Hamilton. I remember Anthony Hamilton had he said, man, nobody want to hear me sing. I'll go watch it. I would go follow him and watch him sing in places. I'd be the only one in there. It was like he had to sing at this one little open mic thing, and he was saying, I'm like, sing, Anthony! Let the Lord use you, Anthony! Sing, son, sing! I mean, it's great. So the last one we had, I'm gonna tell you the ones that we've had that was amazing, and then I'm gonna go. When Drake hit, I'm in the Bahamas, baby. I'm in the Bahamas. My sister hit me. My sister, she here, dark skin, always in touch. Nigga, you need to get this Drake. I said, look, I hit the internet. I said, oh, nigga, I'm in my robe. I grabbed some wine. I said, I forgot to call you on your birthday. I said, I gotta find that dude. So Brian finds him. We actually do a song together. But I was watching him, and I took him on when the redheaded guy took over for Jay Leno.
Conan.
I took him on Conan. I said, Conan, you don't know who this dude is. I said, his name is Drake, and 2 girls in on it. I said, y'all up on it. He about to be the big dude. So when Drake rolled out his thing, his first album, I said, Drake, I'm gonna do a thing for you. My house is called New Music Hour, and I call this On My Balcony. I want you to come get on my balcony. So what do you mean? I said, don't worry about it. You'll see. I said, the SUVs will pick you up, bring you to my house. Now I got a bigger house. It's like 40 acres. Women showed up to the party at 3 in the afternoon. Bus pulled up. 30 girls get out. Bus pull up. 40 girls get out. Crazy. I said, well, ladies, he's not going to be here till like 11 because BET time. So we won't be here till 11. We'll wait. It was BET because it was BET Awards.
Oh, okay. We thought you were going to.
No. It was the BET Awards that weekend. So I said, listen, he ain't going to be here till 11. So we still setting up, right? By the time he got there, 2,500 people counted in my backyard. When he drove up the driveway, we had a drive-in movie theater poster of him at this artwork. The smooth one with the cut, you know, the peacoat, the smooth, the motherfucker with the shit right. You know what I'm saying? No smiles. It's just the motherfucking right. He drive up with all his boys, and it's funny before you get your money, everything is too big. Like his Letterman jacket was. He was like, oh man, I said, yeah, man. I said, yeah, oh man. Dog, I said,
Look at the body.
So we get out, I said, hey, Drake. It's a few people in the back want to say hi to you. We walk around, 2,500 people. We go up on my balcony. I said, Drake, now I've done this. Puff was the first major. Now it's you. We want to give you your artist. We want to, because you're going to get enough hate. There's going to be enough niggas out there that hate the fact of what you're doing right now. And so we do the interview, and I hand him the mic, and there's all these people down there. And I said, could you just say something to the people? He said, oh man, what'd I say? I said, nigga, sing something. He leaned over the balcony. I'm more than just an option.
Oh.
The party shot through the roof. We do that till about 4 in the morning.
Right.
Most people leave. We got 200 people left, 200 or 300 people left. I got a pianist to come around 3 in the morning, played all the music unplugged, rapped his music unplugged. New music hour at that time. We sat and we listened to other rappers rap and other people try to get their thing on. That go to like 6 in the morning. Wrap it up. Then we moved on to Rick Ross. Did one same situation. Not as many people, but the women.
Oh yeah.
And Puff knew about it. Puff got there early, and left Rick in L.A. because I live outside there. I said, Rick, you better get here. Puff got he's about to leave with everybody, and they got 300 bottles of Ciroc. It was crazy. And when he showed up, I told the DJ, because I had a DJ in the back, I said, listen, when Rick show up, just start playing. These niggas want to hold me back. These niggas, but don't drop the beat until we walk all the way through the house. When we walked through the house, it's like he had a piccolo. And people was just like this. And then when he finally got into the studio, Puff was standing on top of the things with the Ciroc. These niggas, boom, nigga. Crazy. And then we did 2 Chainz and who else was like?
I hope you have all enjoyed part 1. Please tune into part 2 because we will break all of this down and let you know how Jamie Foxx is truly incorporated in all of this stuff with Diddy. I hope you subscribe. I hope you like the video and I hope you return. Until then, I love you all. Bye.